Hello, guys. Good morning, and welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte of the Endlights Diaries. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some requirements before you're able to apply as a J1 participant. So for those teachers who are applying, for teachers who are currently in the Philippines and they are applying or they are aspiring to teach as a J1 participant or as a J1 teacher here in the US, you need to know some of the requirements before you're able to apply. Okay, so we all know that foreign teachers from other foreign teachers from from the Philippines or from any other countries, they have the opportunity to teach in any accredited primary and secondary schools all throughout the United States because there is, aside from the fact that there is really a shortage of teachers. So this is also an opportunity for us for the teachers to be able to learn from their culture. That's mainly the exchange of culture. Um, and that's mainly the purpose of the J1, or what you call the Exchange Visitor Program, or the EVP in the Philippines, or the Cultural Exchange Program of the United States. So what are these requirements? So the first one is you need to meet the qualifications for teaching in a primary or secondary schools in the country of your nationality or last legal residence. Okay. So another is you need to be currently working as a teacher in your home country. So you need to have at least 2 years of teaching experience. So um, you have to be working as a teacher in the Philippines or any country of your legal residence at the time of your application. So, or if you are not working as a teacher, um, otherwise you need to meet the eligibility qualifications. So, what are these? You must have your recently, when you say recently, it's within 12 months of application, completed an advanced degree. Okay, so perhaps your master's, or you must have your 2 years of full time teaching experience within the past 8 years. Okay, so the that's the second requirement. So the third requirement is you must have your degree equivalent to the US bachelor's degree in either education or the academic subject field in which you intend to teach. Okay, so your bachelor's degree, your diploma, you must be a graduate of a Bachelor of Elementary Education or Bachelor of Secondary Education. Okay, and it's very important that you have to apply in a position wherein it's in line with your degree and in line with your teaching experience. Yes. Okay, so the fourth one is you must have a minimum of 2 years or 24 months of teaching or related professional experience. So 2 years of teaching experience. So for newly graduates, you need to have teaching experience first before you can apply. You can apply as a J1 teacher here in the US if even if you are working in a private school. So it doesn't mean, uh, I mean, it's okay if you are teaching in a private school or you are teaching in a public school. It doesn't matter as long as you have 2 years, at least 2 years of teaching experience. Okay, so another requirement, the fifth requirement is you need to satisfy the standards of the US state in which you will teach. So each state has its own standards, has its own teaching licenses policies. So you need to study more. You study more about the policies and the standards, the requirements, because each state has a different requirement when it comes to obtaining teaching licenses, or when it comes to what we call reciprocity. Okay, so I mentioned in the last video, which I uploaded a couple of days ago, about the reciprocity. When you say reciprocity, it's like conversion of your current teaching license from one country, from one state to another state. So in our case, we are working in the Philippines and we have a license in the Philippines. We have a teaching license in the Philippines, and that can be converted um, to a U.S. teaching license. So meaning, just if it's 100% reciprocity, you don't have to take the practice test or other examinations or other tests. So you just have to submit all of your PRC certifications and ID and licenses, and then they will just have to evaluate all of those documents, and they will give you the license with such endorsements. Okay, so that's it. So you need to satisfy the standards of the US state in which you are going to teach or you are planning to teach. Okay, another is you need to be of good reputation and character. So um, this can be, in the form of NBI. You need to submit for NBI police report, police certificate, NBI certificate, so or clearances. So you need to submit all of these to your visa sponsors. Okay, and another thing is, um, if you are seeking to enter the US for the purpose of full-time teaching as a teacher of record at a primary, including the pre-kindergarten or secondary accredited educational institution in the US, including the pre-kindergarten teachers, you must be teaching full-time. And at the pre-kindergarten level, you may be teaching only language immersion at the accredited host school. Okay, so and the last requirement is you must possess sufficient proficiency in the English language. Hindi naman kailangan na napakagaling mo mag-English, di ba? That you sound like American or what. Neutral accent will do, kahit ano pa yan, as long as you're able to convey and to impart um, your, your knowledge as a teacher, as long as you're able to make use of the language, both written and speaking communication. Okay, so possess sufficient proficiency in English language. English language. Okay, so yun naman talaga. As long as you're able to deliver your lesson well. And paano ba na-assess ito? So you may be wondering. So of course, this is being assessed during your interview with your principal, and then your assistant principal, and also in some cases if you are being interviewed by your superintendent or assistant superintendent. But not only that, once you um, let's say you already passed your interview and you got a job offer, you will still have to be interviewed by the visa sponsor. So on the first part, when you are applying to be admitted in a program by a visa sponsor, you need to be interviewed first. So in in my case, when I was interviewed by my visa sponsor, we had this what I call um, English communication interview. So they are going to assess if you are able to make use of the English language. So that's how you don't have to submit the IELTS or to take any English test. Just this is being assessed in a form of series of interviews. Okay, so those are the requirements that you need to consider before you apply for a J1 participant or EVP, exchange visitor program, or the cultural exchange program of the Philippines. And for the information of everyone, when we say J1, it's an opportunity for you to stay in the country in the US for 3 years with an extension of 2 years if you want to stay, right? Okay, so good enough, not bad. So just take note that the purpose of J1 is for you to be able to learn from the culture of America, from the educational practices, academic practices, anything about education or even the way of life of Americans. So that's it. So I hope you learned something today about the requirements that you must be considering if you're planning to apply as a J1 participant. So um, you may catch me on our next video. Thank you. If you have questions, you may just leave your questions on the comment section and I'll make sure that I'll find time to answer those questions when I have time. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. This has been Charlotte's of the Endlights Diaries. Bye.